Can we go? Great. So what do you look here? I would need inputs from all of you before we move on. So we are looking at a accumulation distribution. The one is this is the OBV line that you've just looked at, and this is the accumulation. What do you notice here? Do you see something here? Any observations here, especially this part of the chart? If you look at this part, any observations here that you got? Do you see this sliding all through
Yes.
up to this point, right? However, probably you see an upward slope right here. Do you see this one? Maybe there is an upward or curvature has come at this point in time. Do you notice that? Yes or no? Uh,
Yes.
while this has started curving, or maybe it has started specifically, if I talk about the stock has started moving upwards from here. If you compare this and this, I think the stock, the accumulation distribution line was still declining. And if you had picked up stock basis this thing, possibly you have seen more declines here. So I think if you combine OBV with accumulation distribution, it nullifies any volatile movement. So what has actually happened here, what has led to this one is, do you see that this stock has really become volatile during this part of uh, the curve, the candle pattern? Do you see that, of the price information? Do you see that? Whereas if you look at this one, this is more or less like not that volatile. Whereas if you compare the volatility, do you think the volatility has moved up here? They're making more volatile moves. That volatility is leading for leading this OBV to move up. However, the AD line, as you look at here, the accumulation distribution uh, info, information that you are looking at, the accumulation distribution line that you're looking at, only starts moving little later. There are many instances where you will see this divergence. So the idea is, how do you read that? Is we will go to. So I'm just going to simply remove this. I will add OBV for you, and you can see for yourself. I will pull out some stocks which I have studied. So you have accumulation and distribution here. Let us look at some of the stocks here. I will put this on a full screen so it becomes easier for you. This is everything else will be gone. So including the right, and we will go to the top 50 stocks. I specifically know which all stocks to focus on. Right. So I will take you to first to Titan. Okay, I think. Do you notice a difference in the graph here? The line formation that you see. Do you notice a difference here?
Yes.
Right. So something is fishy. If I'm looking at this one, possibly I do not have a very good feeling about it, and I'm looking at the accumulation distribution line versus the OBV. While the OBV is still suggesting that the someone is buying this, if you look at this part of it, this is more pronounced as compared to this one. We will go to say Bharti Airtel. We'll go to Tech Mahindra. We'll go to a lot of these stocks. I think the movement here, what I've noticed here, is still pronounced. Uh, we are on a weekly time frame. The stock is moving up. More or less, they seem to be in a upward trend. We will look at, say, Idea here. We have Kotak in mind, Tech Mahindra in mind, a couple of other stocks. Notice this. What do you notice? Is there anything which comes to your attention here? Does something look fishy here? Yes or no?
Yes.
So whether you agree this is declining or not, this seems to be at the same level. If you really want to confirm, all you have to do is double click on this one. And do you think that this particular line, which is the OBV line, is heading higher? Maybe still. If I click on this one, I will be simply out of this already. Yeah. And if I click on this one, and if I look at the stock seems to be in an upward move, and possibly because it is at this level, possibly you have a feeling that this stock is could possibly move up. Now, these are the traps that you generally see. However, if you look at the volumes here, the volumes have absolutely gone down. The stock seems to be struggling around these levels. The feeling that I have is when I put the data together, that someone is exiting out of this stock. So may not be a uh, good indication. So I will be very careful here. I would at least not build a very huge position here. If I go to Tech uh, look at this one. This is on a weekly time frame. Do you see some difference here? Yes or no? This seems to be more pronounced here. This is definitely falling, right? Uh, I'll go to Nestle and I'll compare Britannia and Nestle. I think that will give you some inputs here. So look at this one. What do you see here? Do you see a divergence? So far, Nestle. I would also like to show you Britannia. And I think that then we can what do you see here? Do you see there is a difference between Nestle's movement and Britannia's movement? Do you agree? Yes or no? Do you think there is a difference between Nestle and we will take Dabur now? Look at this one. So at least they all seem to be in the same direction. However, some charts that you look at, you'll see that either this is more pronounced in terms of the decline that it is showing, or it is one is pointing upwards, the other one is pointing downwards. So situation, you will have to figure out as to what is happening, why one indicator is showing up, why the other indicator is showing down. It's like if all indicators are correct, they should all be pointing in the bullish direction. If that is what my finding says, so all indicators should say it is bullish. Whereas if one says bearish and one says bullish, while it is difficult to predict the movement of the stock, you will be careful, at least in this sense, that there is something fishy and you will not put out all your money at this level. So I think so. That is the end of for accumulation distribution. Do investigate. I'll show you more stocks as we go about here. Right. Okay.